think that you can talk about the soft life or a soft place to land without first talking about femininity. When I first started this series, I thought, I would just talk about home decor. I would talk about soft linens and a comfortable bed, light-filled spaces to read books, soft, comfy chairs, beautiful, soft blankets to cover ourselves with while we watch television in the winter. I thought I would focus on fall and how it's going to get cooler and how it'll be time to learn how to make great soups and have creature comforts. But soft living is so much more than just things. Soft living is appreciating the little things, like a bubble machine while you're walking down the street. It's appreciating who you are and being fully who you are. And femininity, to me, is at the core of that. In order to really, truly live a soft life, I believe that as women, we have to start with a soft mindset. It starts with our attitudes. It starts with our demeanor, the way we carry ourselves, the things that we love and appreciate, and how we love and appreciate those things unapologetically, regardless of what the world may say about us. I decided to make a collage about femininity using shuffles. I wanted to portray what I believe to be feminine pursuits and to celebrate that. I used images from my Pinterest boards. I have a girly things and an ultra feminine Pinterest board, which I love. Look at those macarons. And of course I added a crown because every queen needs a crown. I have a really cool ultra girly board that I drew my images from. I wanted everything to be beautiful and pretty. And of course I had to add something French, right? I added books because most of us girly girls are very bookish. And a champagne glass with cotton candy for an added uber feminine touch. I think that femininity should be celebrated unapologetically. Loving girly things should be just as accepted as loving football. To each her own. We don't all want to be girl bosses. Some of us just want to be girls, and that's okay. I think in order to really live my best soft life, I had to explore what femininity is and what it isn't. So let's discuss some feminine traits versus some masculine traits. There's intuitive versus logical, collaborative versus competitive, free-spirited versus methodical, creative versus scientific, imaginative versus realistic. Of course, there are many, many more, and of course, there are different categories of these traits. The idea is not to just be feminine, but the idea is to find a delicate balance between the two. For example, being a nurturer versus being a provider. Nurturing is definitely a feminine trait, but there are many women who provide. The idea is to let the feminine energy rule, but to also be able to be masculine when necessary. We all know many women who are natural nurturers who also have to play the role of provider. When these two are balanced, that makes for a very ideal situation. While the soft life leads with femininity, the masculine traits are often very important as well. Very often, the loudest messages in the world say that femininity should not be a factor altogether, that it's frivolous, that it's weak, that it's too vulnerable, that we are somehow less capable if we derive our worth and cultivate our lives from our feminine energy. But I disagree. In a world that has become increasingly more masculine and masculine dominated, femininity has definitely become our superpower. It is the creativity, the imagination, the hopefulness, and intuition that draws us to beauty. We are more inclined to surround ourselves with lovely things, to crave order and cleanliness, and to approach the world in a softer, more compassionate manner. We are also prone to turning inward and relying more on how we feel about things instead of what we see. As a softer person approaching the world from our feminine energy, we are less inclined to pop off and more inclined to show compassion. We nurture others rather than focusing solely on ourselves. We are less inclined to call out or judge others harshly and more inclined to extend grace and offer constructive correction. And we tend to draw from spirit and faith in order to be a source of calm and peace in the world. Once we have developed this inner sense of being, we then become capable to cultivate an outer world that is a direct reflection of who we are on the inside. The things we like, the things we are drawn to, the way we design our surroundings, the people we allow into our lives, what we consume, whether edible and visual or auditory, the way we allow ourselves to be vulnerable enough to accept love while simultaneously giving it freely, all converge in helping us to create a soft place to land. So here it is, the first part of the Soft Place to Land series. I do hope that you will subscribe and hit the like button if you like this, and of course the notification bell if you'd like to continue to see videos like this. The next part of this series, we'll talk about raising soft women and how we can help ourselves as well as the next generations grow up to be softer and mindful and graceful. Again, if this is a topic that interests you, then I hope you will join me. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.